All right, well, things have escalated rather quickly since the last time I talked to you guys. I don't even really know exactly where to begin, but this is not going to be a normal vlog. I just wanted to come on and give you guys a little brief update. So we told you guys that we had made an offer on one of the farms, and we have been going, you know, negotiations right back and forth to make sure that both parties are getting what they want and need out of the deal, so to speak. And we just found out that we finally came to a agreement on both ends, and so our offer has been accepted and we are officially under contract on this property that we are planning to buy. So that has been there's like a lot of emotions. It's been a very weird, I don't know, it's just something we've talked about for so many years, and now it's finally happening. And I think because it's happened so fast, right? This is something we've talked about for so long, but every time it just never feels like the right time, and we always kind of pull out and change our minds and don't go on with the plan. And so for whatever reason, this time has felt like the right time. And so it's gone from this idea to a reality like that. I feel like it was just like a snap of the fingers, or a snap of our fingers, and the process was underway. We've never even like gone and looked at, well, that's not true actually. We have gone and looked at one other property over the years, but it's not like we've done this where we've gone on trips to look at houses and travel to different states and stuff like that. Like if we've looked at a property, it's been because something around us became available that we thought might work. And this time we've traveled to multiple different states and done a lot of, you know, sort of soul searching and praying and trying to figure out where the right place is for us and what exactly we're looking for in the end and all of that. So it's been a fun but also incredibly exhausting process. So to be at this point where we now we found a town that we really, really loved. And that was the thing, was that there were multiple houses in this town that I think we could have potentially been happy living in, if you will. But it was really the town itself that we fell in love with. And it was sort of, we got to the point where, and this is what I kind of hoped would happen, was I always said, like, we need to find the location first, or decide on the location, and then look at the land and all of that, and then the house, right? So because the house is the one thing that you can change, you can't change the location and you can't really change the land. So I wanted to make sure that those two pieces were in place, and then it was like, okay, now let's, you know, look at the house. So once we had found this town, and my mom and I went and visited, and we both really fell in love with it, there were a couple of properties there that we really, really liked. And so then y'all saw the video where I took CR and the kids back to see, we were supposed to see 4 properties that day, and we ended up only seeing 3, because one of them, which was one of my favorites, there was my top 2 favorites in that town, and one of those went under contract the day before, which is crazy because it had been on the market for like nearly 2 years. So I'm just not somebody that believes in coincidence. I really don't. I think that, y'all know, if you've ever read my book and stuff like that, that the Lord has just used so many different circumstances to help guide us in the right direction. And I'm just not somebody who looks at things as coincidental. I look at it as like divine providence. That house had been on the market for nearly 2 years. And what are the odds that it would go under contract the day before that CR and I were supposed to come back and see it together? And to me, it just felt like a very clear sign from the Lord that, like, this is not what I have for you. I know it's very tempting. I know there's a lot of things that you really, really love about it, but this is not what I have for you. And so that, to me, gave me the peace that I needed to obviously walk away from that property and not feel like, oh, man. And so, like I said, there was our top 2 favorites. So the other one we went to see and took the kids to see, and I loved it too. There were things that I loved about each of them that were different, right? And this one I really, really loved and could absolutely see us living there, could see us raising our kids there, could see us having our grandkids visit there and all of that stuff. I'll go into more detail about the house and the property and stuff like that a little bit later. I really appreciate y'all have been so wonderful at wanting to be here and support us and follow along this journey, but also being really respectful of our privacy, in the sense of, like, we obviously can't just come out and be like, this is where we're moving and this is the house we're buying or whatever, like we have to be careful in some respects. So I appreciate that y'all have been so amazing about that and let us kind of share things as we can. I know it can be frustrating when you're following along with someone's journey and you just want to like know everything they know in the moment, and I totally get that. But I appreciate the respect of privacy, if you will. Anyways, so took CR and the kids back to see this property that, like I said, that I really loved, and I hoped that they would too. And I was so pleased that, number one, they all really loved the town too. Obviously that mattered a lot more than whether or not they loved the property, because we could always look for another property in town, but they really loved the town and are very excited to move there, and so am I. It's a small town with a small town feel, but it still has a lot of the amenities and things that we want. It has the diversity that we want and need for our family. It's just, there's so many things about it that go against what you might think of in terms of a small town feel. But yeah, there were so many little things that happened, and hopefully someday I'll be able to kind of sit down and like talk about that and share more of those little things. But the kids loved it, and they also really loved the house. And again, that was something I was a little bit worried about, because we're not buying a new build house. I mean, here in America, if you're around here, a lot of times these new build houses are on like postage stamp size lots, right? Really tiny little lots. And you get this mansion of a house that's like 6-7 bedrooms, it's 4,000-5,000 square feet with full basements and all of this stuff. And I just knew that long term, I am somebody who prefers for my home to have some character and some charm and just to be a little different. I don't want the same box house as my neighbors have. And this house, part of the reason I've always loved it is, even though it is older and it is in a subdivision, everything, the builders and stuff were different in here. So it doesn't have necessarily the kind of charm and stuff that I was looking for, but we were able to create it here, I think. And so anyways, with the next house, I really just wanted something that already had that, like, just sort of built into the fiber of the house, into the walls of the house, that had that element of charm. And I've always really wanted a historic home. I've always really thought that historic homes were so beautiful, especially if they'd been renovated really well or could be renovated really well. So anyways, I was a little worried though, would the kids see this place and be like, well, this house is really old. My kids don't even like to watch movies that were made in the 80s because they don't like the way the screen looks. They complain that it looks old. So I was like, how are they going to feel about this house? And it's about the same square footage as our house now, and we've talked about this before, that like, to me, square footage is really all about how it's laid out. The new house is laid out a lot better for us and our family dynamic. But no, it's not like we have 8 kids. Kids aren't getting their own bedrooms. There's still bedroom sharing happening. And that's just the way that it is. I guess if we had custom built a house, then I would have built a house with a big open living room and kitchen and then just a bunch of tiny bedrooms flanking it. But that's not, we didn't build a house. So I was just really like, will the kids, will they be cool with it, with the layout of it and the bedroom sharing situation and all of that? I just didn't know. And they totally were. And they loved it too, they really loved it too. So all of that to say, we put in the offer, told you guys about that, and went back and forth, and they finally accepted our offer and everything. We signed all the paperwork and it's officially under contract. And so I'm just so excited. I'm waiting still for, I don't know, like, closing date yet. But the next phase of the process, and this will be the next video hopefully, is we've been getting our house ready to go on the market. And we have been busting our tails behind the scenes to get our house. We had about we met with the realtor, and we had about 5 or 6, no, 3, 4, 5, yeah, we had about 5 days to get our house like ready to go on the market, which is why we've been MIA, because that is where we are at now. So we've spent the last 5 days just busting our booties. I'm talking about, I've been up at 3, 4 a.m. We've been staying up late. The kids have been amazing and so helpful, and just like, I mean, just being so incredibly helpful so that we could get all these projects done and get our house ready to list. We met with the realtor on Thursday, and then the following Thursday, and we were going to be gone that Friday to go look at the houses that we were looking at to move to. So really it gave us Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to get the house ready to list, because Thursday the photographer was coming, and then it's going on the market Friday. So that is where we're at now. We have to sell our house. We are really hopeful that it will sell quickly, and we're under contract now on a new house, so we really need to get our house sold, and it's just the next step in the process. But I'm really sorry that this is just a sort of car vlog of me updating you guys, but I didn't want it to drag out any longer. Things are moving fast, and I'm really excited, and yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on where we're at. The next video will hopefully be more of an actual vlog and something more exciting to watch than just me talking at you. But I just wanted to update y'all and let you know that we are officially under contract on our new mini farm. We are so excited to talk about, like, what are we going to name our farm, and you know, we're talking about what animals we're going to have, and I've already been doing all of this research about some different types of animals that we are looking at and considering and stuff like that. We're going to take our time. We'll get into it. We'll get into it in future videos, because we've got some stuff we got to do to the house before we can worry about critters. But we're just so excited that this dream that we've had for many, many years, but I mean a good solid 10 years, this dream we've had of someday having the land and space and sort of privacy, but then being able to have critters that we want and just have that space for our family, like, it's coming true. Obviously there's a lot of things that could still go wrong. These things don't always work out how you want them to, but everything has been moving in the right direction, and the open doors have been there, and we've just been walking through them and just saying, like, okay, Lord, like, what direction do you want us to go? Well, okay, we'll go here. And if you shut that door, okay, we're going to turn and go here. And just trying not to overthink things and just listen, you know, to what we feel like God is asking of us and where He's leading us. And I just feel really, really good about everything. Feel very emotional, lots of feelings, but overall feel really good about our decisions and all of that stuff. So I just wanted to update y'all. We are officially under contract on our new place, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys and get your opinions and stuff like that as we go through doing some changes and stuff like that. And it will be fun. It will be, I'm excited to start this next chapter in this next, you know, part of our story, our family's story, and I think it will be fun for y'all to follow along. I'm certain there will be lots of funny and fun times and mishaps and things along the way as we embark on, you know, sort of having this mini farm, mini homestead type situation when we are not accustomed to that. It's all new to us, but it's going to be fun. So that's it for today's video, y'all. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will be back with lots more exciting news and updates and all that kind of stuff later this week, and as we kind of get things going. So that's it, y'all. We will talk to you guys soon.